We need some light in here. Let's see what we've got. Well, there's a little bit of light. Okay. We have a tiny bit of light coming through. It's July 13th. Let's see if we can't. There's some sunlight. Oops. They're cleaning the pool right now. That is not necessarily going to work. Let's see what we can do. Bear with me. All right, let's see if we can get some better lighting over here. There we go. All right, so this is a continuation of the free online business sewing business classes. Keep in mind that my students are memory bear makers. They either already own a memory bear business or they want to start one. And so if you're following along, this is a great time to pull out your sewing journal. This is for sale in my Etsy shop, and it's a printable PDF. Today is July 13th, 2022, and this PDF will be going away shortly and be turned into an actual book. That's actually what I've been working on right now. And we have our business binder. If you've already purchased the PDF, it's still usable. You can just use a 3-ring hole puncher and put it in your binder like I have here. And then follow along on this playlist. It'll take you from like literally day one of dreaming for your business into legal and tax considerations. I share what I've had to do. Again, I cannot give advice, but I can share what I had to do. Talks about finding your business name, what to look for before you purchase your business name, and gives you some tips and ideas on that. And then today it's called the introductory class, and it's the heart and business behind memory bears and comfort care sewing. And each lesson, I try to keep each video under 20 minutes because we're all busy. And what I like to do when I have a YouTube video up is I like to listen to the person speak. I use it more of a podcast than I do a television show, if that makes sense. I listen more than I watch, if that makes sense. Um, so please listen to this while you're cooking or cleaning or sewing and treat it like it's more along the lines of a podcast. I rarely, if ever, edit my videos. And so you're not truly going to miss out if you're not watching and you're just listening and following along. So I'm Stephanie Grahams. I have been sewing for over 40 years now. Okay, it'll be 40 years this year. In just a few weeks, I'll be 47, and I started sewing when I was 7. So in August, it will be 40 years that I have been sewing. If you hear the background noise, sorry about that. They're cleaning the swimming pool outside my door here in this temporary rental. And so back to the introductory course. So I've been sewing for 40 years. I was first taught by my grandma and my mom how to hand sew. I started sewing with those yo-yos or those sulfa puffs, little circles of fabric, all shapes, or I mean, all sizes of circles. And you learn to gathering stitch, and you sew those together to make different items and so forth. And so from there, I learned what was called candle wicking. I believe it is called just embroidery now, but my grandma always called it a candle wicking, and it was a type of stitch, is what it was. So From there, I learned to use a sewing machine, read patterns, and then now I design my own patterns and I sell those. Keep watching my Etsy shop because they will be for sale shortly. I will load those back up and put those back in the shop. All right. So now I got into the comfort care, excuse me, and legacy sewing. Now, I'm going to go over different terms and explain what each term means. And if you have a different term or meaning for the term, it's truly no big deal. But at least this way, moving forward, you will understand what I'm referring to. And this is a supplement that will be available for purchase shortly. So just follow along. If you don't want to purchase it, that's fine. I am a note taker. So what I like to do is I like to get out my sewing journal and write down all kinds of things. All right. So um, I got started sewing memory bears and I'm trying to remember what year it was, like 2017, I think. And excuse me, checking for lipstick on the teeth. Did I get it? Angelica's helping me out over here. Um, so I was showing some of the primitive art dolls. Oh, okay. We talked about this, I think, yesterday. One of a kind art dolls that I would make and sell under my other business name called Sweet Tater Primitives. And so I just showed some pictures of the pumpkin head doll I was making and painting and so forth. And a stranger on Facebook reached out to me and saw me, well, because she saw me sewing and creating and things, asked me if I would make some memory bears. And so that was my first large order of 5 memory bears. And I will go into more depth on that in an upcoming class. Um, but each class, I will kind of peel the layer of an onion. It's like peeling an onion, one layer at a time. So that way, when we get to the middle of it, you know all the good stuff and all the layers that brought me to where I am today. And so this introductory class is going to give you a overview of some of the terminology that we use in the memory bear business industry. There isn't anybody else other than me that teaches these classes. I can actually say I'm the first person to do this. And so be sure to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, please. And I do share this under Sewpreneur and under the LLC name of Sewing with Steam LLC. All right, STEAM stands for sewing together, encouragement, and meaning. All right, so now we have that introductory out of the way. Um, what is memory, sentimental, and comfort care sewing? These terms are often used to describe sewing services such as heirloom, comfort care, keepsake, legacy, and angel bears, right? I don't know if you've heard of an angel bear. Um, when my youngest daughter, Hannah, passed away in 2001, I was given an angel bear through Angel Bear Ministries. And it was not the same angel bear as we are referring to today. Today, when I say angel bear or angel bears, it is basically a memory bear made out of the loved one's clothing or blankets. So there's two different types of angel bears. There's an angel bear ministry where they gift um, bereaved parents a stuffed teddy bear that has angel wings. And then there are the angel bears, which is a memory bear of sorts made out of that person's clothing. Um, so these terms are often used interchangeably, but they don't always mean the same and they aren't always used in the same way. So definitely if you have a customer that is using one term, make sure that you are getting the definition of that term from that person. You want to make sure you're both on the same page. And I stressed this in yesterday's class when we talked about get everything in writing and have that contract prepared and ready. All right. So, term number one is memory sewing. And this seems to be used the most often, and it's often described as creating an item out of a deceased loved one's clothing, such as memory bears, t-shirt quilts, memory ornaments. So the key word here is memory and memory of. Then we have comfort care sewing. And this type of sewing is most often requested when a loved one is battling a health issue, such as cancer treatments, surgery, um, even for premature babies. So, comfort care is for the living person that brings them comfort while they're going through a difficult time. And then we have sentimental sewing, and this seems to be the most popular sewing, and it's often used in place of memory bears. So, really, when a person is alive, so for example, you have a college student and they have a favorite sweatshirt, and this is an actual customer that I had, and she really enjoyed her college years. She had a favorite um, college logo sweatshirt she wanted made into a what she called a memory bear. And so after our conversation, I realized this was a sentimental teddy bear. That's something that she wanted to keep for herself. And so sentimental sewing is best described as a personal gift that the living person wants for themselves, or they're still alive and it's a piece of their clothing and they want to make gifts out of it for generations. Like if you're a grandma and you have your wedding dress and you want memory bears made, it's more along the lines of sentimental sewing. And so why is it important? And after I explain this, I'm going to stop the video for this training. But why, as a memory bear maker, is it important to kind of know these different terms? Because if you've been sewing for years, and even if you've been in business for years, you might think, this is not important. But really moving your business forward, it is important to know each of these terminologies and what these terms mean, because what one thing I have noticed is when it comes to memory bears, if you just advertise memory bears, right? People are tend to think that it's in memory of, that somebody is talking about death. And that is a huge turnoff to a lot of people. Um, but when you say, I create sentimental items, or I create teddy bears, keepsake teddy bears, um, that perks up their ears. They're thinking, "Oh, there's nothing sad with that." And I know somebody that has baby clothes and they would love to have a keepsake teddy bear made. So kind of think about the terms I gave you today and the meanings behind them, and then how does that fit into your overall business plan and your ideal customers? I've already talked about ideal customers and customer personas in a completely different playlist. It's on my YouTube channel, but we will tie that in to specifically talking about memory bears and sentimental sewing, and why knowing the difference can help you with the keywords that you use in building your business with marketing, advertising, and word of mouth. So, I hope that was helpful for today. Be sure to join. I should be back on tomorrow. So today was July 13th. Sorry about the rough start. You just don't ever know if technology is going to work or if the lighting's going to work and all that good stuff. Meanwhile, get on the free newsletter at sewpreneur.com. It's SEWPRENEUR.com. Sewpreneur means sewing entrepreneur. Use the hashtag Sewpreneur on YouTube. You should find my videos and reach out to me. Get on the newsletter. Get your free ebook. We went through the ebook yesterday, and it will be in this playlist as well. Okay, have a great day, guys.